Hello, wisdom. Hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you. We're live. It's Sunday morning on this beautiful Sunday morning. It's like a little bit windy outside today. I just had my breakfast, just had some poached eggs on toast, just finishing off my coffee and doing this great podcast on wisdom as well. And really enjoying the experience of wisdom. You know, things are every day is a new learning curve for us entrepreneurs who basically want to succeed in our lives. Whether it's you're getting involved into e-commerce, or you're affiliate marketing for certain products. I think you just got to find your niche, basically. I always look at it like this: with any niches involved, that niches take time, and niches take it's a lot of trial and error for me, especially finding my niche and niching down. Basically, I guess it's just all about persistence in a way. When you're niching down on certain areas of your life, I think it just comes down to that. I think it's just that, what is it, that trial and error or something like that. As well. Life is all about trial and error, I guess. A lot of failures we're going to go through. I guess, when you want to build your dream product and you want to become a content creator and people are telling you no, it's not going to happen, and then you have that thing called persistence inside of you. And with persistence, I guess it's all about time as well, and patience. Being consistent. So a lot of these aspects go into life as well. Now we got we got a lot of corporations out there, guys. Is it possible that corporations are gonna, take human jobs with artificial intelligence in the future? By the sounds of it to me, like, if you go to a corporation now, whether it be Walmart, I don't know, Bunnings, Amazon, Like, it wouldn't surprise me if robots are going to start running the place as well. Like, think of it like that. Like, if robots are the answers to our problems that we have, who knows where the world and the global economy will be in, I don't know, 2030, or when I'm an old man one day. It's possible that, yeah, robots will be taken over as well. No, and it's an interesting, controversial topic, guys, that we're facing. You know that. I mean, there's a lot of controversy going on in world and human affairs and global affairs right now. I think it's something that we all should just take seriously. As well. You know that. I've always wanted to, find out, what's next, in life. What's next for you in your life as well. As I'm sitting here on Wisdom right now, on this fantastic audio app, guys, which is really awesome because I get to talk to y'all. And I'm always thinking, like, what, do you ever think about that what if in your life? That what if. And, like, do you ever tend to doubt yourself as well? I've been guilty of that. Self-doubt, self-judgment. Being told that it may not work, or you shouldn't do it because this and this is going to happen. It happens all the time. All the time it happens. I guess that's I don't know, people just get negative for some reason, and they don't want to see you succeed. Jealousy as well, people get jealous too. But I think, why do you want to get jealous of someone's success? You know that? Like, have you ever come across times in your life where someone was jealous of you? I'd use the word better. Because you were better than them? It's happened to me plenty of times. You know that? I think, basically, yeah, I think basically just knowing who you are deep down inside of yourself. And, finding your life's purpose too, as well. And, yeah, getting out in nature as often as you can so you can, be inspired. Because I guess nature is inspiration as well. And I think, just giving your best every time you are creating your content too is, do you have whose problem are you solving when you're creating content? Is another question to answer as well. Yeah, that's a big one. Whose question? Whose problem are you solving in the long term as a content creator? And what obstacles are you overcoming? What challenges are you solving to long term? These are a lot of questions us entrepreneurs have to answer to. It's all about finding out, well, what am I doing right, and what am I doing wrong? I think. What's right and what's wrong? What solutions am I solving for you? And I'm thinking, how do you overcome these problems as well? And finding out what, what you were doing right and what you were doing wrong. I guess this all comes with time as well. I mean, we're only going to live once, and I'll tell you that. We only live once in our life. And, we can either waste our time, because time is something, I was never taught in school at all. Was, valuing time and time management. So that's one thing I was never taught, was time. The other thing too, I was never taught was self-love. Because self-love was never, ever, ever taught to me in school. You know that. And what else was I never taught? Well, to have a dream and go and fulfill your passion as well. Was something I was never ever taught. And then you start to think, well, what is my purpose that I'm living right now? What solutions do I have for your problem, too? Is another question. And, what, business goals or, challenges am I going to overcome in the future? I mean, every day, I'm gradually learning all this stuff. always finding out, well, what am I going to do better, you know? I'm always deciding, you know, where will I be in 5-10 years' time? You know, you get your long-term goals and your short-term goals in entrepreneurship and in business as well. I don't know. It's when you have that passion, that drive as well, that problem you want to solve. These are all the things that I'm learning every day. So every day I am, you know, learning. Well, what can I do better than the last work that I did? You know, or where will I be? Where will I be going? Is another question to ask yourself. Where will I be going in the future? You know, am I patient enough to complete this task? And that's that's how it is. You know, I think patience was never ever taught to me as a kid growing up. And you know, finding your why and your purpose too is yeah. I mean, when you can answer these questions in your life, you start to realize that you start to realize that you know what you're doing for yourself. You know that. and when you have a purpose to solve for someone, and I'd love to get any of your opinions on today's talk as well. And if you're just happy listening, that's fine too. You're most welcome to listen. And if you'd like to join the room, just send a request, and you're most welcome on stage as well. I guess finding your purpose and knowing who the true you is takes a lot of time. You see, we can never ever get back time. We can always earn money back, but we can never earn time back, and time is only something we have once. I suppose if you believe in yourself as well, you get to understand, well, yeah, I can do this, what I'm set out to do. As well. I always find that asking myself the who am I question is one. Like the who am I. If you've heard of who am I. Do you ever ask yourself who am I? I do all the time. All the time. You know that? And when you find out the who am I question, I'd say it is a it is a miracle in a way. You know that. Now the thing is, do you believe in miracles that happen? Do you believe in persistence? That's an interesting topic. I guess life just throws us all these, it becomes a roller coaster for us in life too. Life can be emotional too. No one lives a perfect life. We've clearly seen what the pandemic has done. I mean, this pandemic won't last forever. And I think, life is a journey at times too. And, sometimes when you meditate, we, we seek the answers that just all of a sudden just happen. Sometimes I've been meditating, and I'll ask a question, and then I just let it go to the universe. And I think once you let it go to the universe, the answers just come as well. I mean, I guess that is the beauty about any chosen meditation practice that you do. As well. So do you ever ask yourself the question of what's next in my life? What's next, I mean, all the time. All the time. You know that. I mean, history is full of trial and error in life, too. And then you look at, well, what is trial and error to you? How have you overcome the frustrations of trial and error? You know, what's the purpose that you are fulfilling with your trial and error? You know, we all make mistakes. Like I've said this before, we all make mistakes. It's just not repeating those mistakes again. You know, sometimes when we're human and we make human error, it happens. I've made mistakes a lot of times in my life. But, it comes down to the point, have I learned from my mistakes? As well. And I'd like to get your story as well. If there's anyone listening right now on Wisdom who, would like to talk on the Stephen Shields radio show and be a guest, you're most welcome to join. Just hit the request. And I'd love to hear what you're doing, how you have overcome obstacles in your life as well. Have you, what mistakes you've learned from in the past? We've got to understand the past is the past, guys. We have to look forward to the future. I look forward to the future every day. Definitely look forward to the future every day as well. Also, too, guys, if you would like ad-free episodes of the Stephen Shields radio show, you can sponsor my show through Anchor Podcast app. Only cost you $1 a month, so you get ad-free episodes. If you don't want advertisements in the podcast, this will help with, funding for equipment upgrades to basically looking with upgrading with equipment as well. And basically, it helps me as a content creator because I put a lot of time and effort and energy into, creating, the Stephen Shields radio show as well. It's been 1 year. I've done about nearly 250 episodes of this amazing podcast. I've had some amazing interviews with guests as well. I love the show because it's like a radio. It has that radio feel to it. It's not a one-topic podcast where I've got to talk one topic all the time. That's what my YouTube channel is for. I've got, if you're looking for more music content, all you can do, if you'd like, to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Shields Productions. You get new videos every Friday at 6 p.m. Sydney, Australia time. As well, don't forget to turn on notifications and share your favourite episodes on your social media. I'd like to thank Wisdom as well for achieving the top mentor badge on Wisdom. This is a fantastic app. I really love podcasting on Wisdom. I found my platform. I've tried many different audio apps as well. And it's, when you find where your audience is, and I like the community, I like the one-to-one topics. I prefer this app over Clubhouse and Spotify Green Room. I don't know what's going on with Spotify Green Room. No one's on it lately. It's just weird. I don't know what's happened with them. I think they've gone back to Clubhouse. Occasionally I'll be on Clubhouse. If there's a talk that I'm interested in, I'll just join, but I'll be on Wisdom hosting my podcast. And yeah, this show does go live on the podcast app, so if you've missed it, there's always a replay of the Stephen Shields radio show for inspiration as well. And that's what I love about this podcast, that I get to inspire people to speak their truth, Yeah, and if you're looking to purchase any of my merchandise, guys, I've got a Redbubble store if you want merchandise of the Stephen Shields radio show to help support the podcast as well. If you're looking for keyword research on YouTube, Morningfame is fantastic for small YouTubers who are starting out their journey on YouTube. So I've done that as well, and I highly recommend Morningfame for everyone. If you want to monetize your content on Webtalk, right? If you're an entrepreneur starting out, or if you've been an entrepreneur for a while and you want to get paid with ad revenue, Webtalk does that. It's great. I'll put all the links in the description when this show goes up. And if you'd like to purchase my music on Bandcamp as well, this would help me a lot. Creating music does take time, effort, and energy. And I'm always inspired to be creating as well. I just recently submitted a piano score off to I think it was the Westwood scoring competition. Yeah, the hashtag Lost Piano scoring competition. It was very good. I got to write with a piano as well. Got to experiment with some piano scores too. And basically, think about, what I'm doing, how can I improve the harmony of the music as well. So I've done that. And yeah, it's been wonderful entering into, film scoring competitions as well. I've got a hashtag short series on YouTube, so if you're wanting to watch shorts on music, I've got a full playlist on my channel too. So I'm always getting inspired to create content every day. So that, I guess that's life, guys. It's all about, finding what, it's all about what you want to do. It's all about what you want to do with your life. Like I said, you can always waste your time, or you can go and live your life with passion, pride, and integrity. I'd rather live my life with passion, pride, and integrity and honesty, rather than, you know, living a life that I'm not being true to myself. That happens a lot with a lot of people. They live a life that they're not their true selves to. And that's sad in a way, guys. That's not right. Live your life to the best that you can live, and that's it. You know that. And then you think, well, do you ever ask yourself, am I different? What is it like to be different? What do people want to see, in these times? You know that? Yeah, and if there's anyone in the audience listening right now who'd like to be on stage, yeah, you're most welcome to swing by, say hi, let me know where you're tuning in from, what you're doing as well. Wisdom's a fantastic app. I love this app. I really do. I love it. I really love it. I love the whole one-to-one feel with Wisdom as well. Can host a podcast just literally on my iPhone. This is so cool. These audio apps, God, are such a blessing and a miracle. To be able to create an audio app like this and pretty much get it out to the whole world is just fantastic, guys. You know that? And so this is entrepreneurship with Wisdom. Wisdom has solved a lot of problems, because there's a lot of these audio apps, right? They're basically, all competing with each other, but yet wisdom is different. Wisdom is better, in my opinion. And I hope wisdom goes a long way, because I love this platform. This is awesome. This is an awesome platform to be on. You know that? This is a beautiful app. This app has purpose and integrity and honesty with it. You know that? I was so happy, and had gratitude yesterday, because I was searching for a green screen across Amazon and JB Hi-Fi, and I went to Audi, and they had their specials. I don't know, you might not have an Audi where you are, but it's like, I find they are better than the typical corporations of Coles and Woolworths. And anyway, I got a green screen for $30, and I just had so much gratitude for it, because it's like, I kept looking on Amazon, and they're overpricing them, and got a deal for $30, and that's entrepreneurship. I think you're always looking for your suppliers. You know that. You're always looking for your suppliers, and your supply. I guess when it comes to supply and demand too, and the whole topic of inflation too, like, we go through inflation very bad. Like, it's just the little things, like, when you get a deal, that when you say thank you and you have gratitude, to the universe, it's, it's something that I just can't explain. You know that? And, I listened to Mooji's teachings too, and Dr. Joe Dispenza. They are heroes of mine too. Napoleon Hill too. I mean, there's so much stuff out there on spirituality. I think there is a spiritual side in business as well, and in entrepreneurship. I don't know, like, sometimes you just, I don't know, sometimes you just gotta hand things off to the universe to decide, and, let the universe figure it out for you too. And what solutions and problems are you solving too? So these are, what we're always coming across challenges all the time as well. And we, always having to, get creative in times of struggle and need. Guys, don't forget, if you want ad-free episodes of the Stephen Shields radio show, you can sponsor the podcast for $1 a month through Anchor. If you don't want any advertising on the podcast app. If you're looking to purchase my music on Bandcamp, that would be wonderful, as it does take a lot of time, effort, and energy creating music too, as well. It helps me as a musician and content creator, and being a first-year entrepreneur. If you're looking for keyword research on YouTube, Morningfame is very helpful for small YouTubers who are starting out their channel and looking to, monetize and grow in the future. If you are looking to monetize your content on social media just by posting daily, Webtalk has the answer for you. I've enjoyed Webtalk. I'm really enjoying it, and it's very good for entrepreneurs. And and you can always send a listener message through Anchor if you're inspired by the Stephen Shields radio show. And if your listener message will be played on the podcast as a gratitude from me, and there will be a thank you as well. This is always good, because I enjoy the podcast as well, getting to talk to people, getting inspired by different topics of my life too. As you know me, I like to talk a lot of things. A lot of different topics. And it's like I'm sitting here all the way in Sydney, Australia, in my room, and I'm literally talking on this amazing audio app to you. I mean, this is awesome. This is really awesome. So who knows for 2022, what will happen next year. Hopefully things will improve. I hope so, they do. And basically hopefully we can get back to the normal life we were living before the pandemic hit in 2020. You know what I mean? We can't live in a we can't live in a lockdown forever, you know. Definitely can't live in a lockdown forever. I've always found that if you know, if I don't have something to look forward to, right? In life, it gets very difficult, I think. I have always wanted to just keep going, you know. You know, we're living in a very difficult time right now. Socially, economically, spiritually, emotionally. I always think, well, what is next for me? You know that? And what am I doing that is different? How am I different to other people? I think. And I want to get your opinion on that too. Like, does being different make things better for you as well? Just think about that. Does being different make life easier? You know, when you're different, you're different. Like myself, I've always been told, Stephen, you're just different. But you know, I can't help the way I'm born. We can't help who our parents are. as well. Also, too, like, you know, when you listen to your higher consciousness as well, and then you find sometimes we find that things that we want to do, we're not suited to do it as well. It's happened to me plenty of times, guys. Plenty of times. You know that? And I'm thinking to myself, well, the question of what's next for my life. What's next for you? As well. What am I doing that's better than, and different? Because there's nothing wrong with being different. So if you want to go for your dream, and you have life and you have purpose and integrity and honesty, I suppose you'll find ways of, looking at getting better every day and perfecting your craft as well. I do the Stephen Shields radio show because I have passion for podcasting and I love podcasting and improving my social skills and learning as well, talking to people, learning. And finding out, look, what can I do that's better, that's different than the last as well. So I suppose, when you're doing a startup in the beginning, whether it's Amazon, JB Hi-Fi, Masters, I don't know, Walmart, Kmart, Coles, Woolworths, the CEO had a vision. And I want to know if there's anyone listening who's inspired, and you're most welcome to come on stage and share your thoughts on today's topic, because I'd like to get to know you on Wisdom, and what you were inspired by too, and how you feel about corporations taking over and taking jobs. I mean, I guess it will, it never ends, doesn't it? With corporations. And finding what you are suited for as well. And finding your, journey through life. I guess life just... life can give you a kick up the arse at times, It... we are only going to live once. We're not going to live forever. I'll tell you that for now. We will not live forever. You know that. And I want to know, when you leave this earth one day, that you've lived your life to the best that you could live. You know that. Because once we live once, we've done everything we can, and we have fulfilled our purpose and our destiny. We've done all our achievements. You've lived the best life that you can live. That's all I ask, and that's all you can do, Getting out, in nature, whether it be hiking once a week, doing those great hobbies, unplugging yourself offline. These are strategies I've used. And, sometimes we do need to unplug. And find our why and our purpose in life. And I can see we've got a guest waiting. We've got Kelly. And come on stage when you're ready as well. And hi, Kelly.
I don't know if I have a choice to come on stage when I'm ready. Once I hit join and fall in.
How are you?
I'm okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. How's things going with you?
Things are going pretty good today. How are you? That's what I actually was gonna... That's why I come up, because I want to know how you're doing.
You sound a bit fuzzy, but I can hear you. Yeah, I can see we've got the top mentor.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I can see you've got the top mentor badge on Wisdom. Congratulations, me too. I've really enjoyed this app, and I'll keep podcasting on Wisdom as well, Kelly. and lots been happening around the world since we last spoke. And how I know you said your daughter was moving back into your place. How's that all going for you?
Wait, can you hear me better or worse?
Yeah, that's better.
I cut out, so I couldn't hear anything you said except towards the end. But it's going okay. The moving part, it has been brutal, but
Yeah.
that's how growing is. Growing, you always, as long as you're learning, even if it's hard, then it's worth it.
Exactly, and I know it must be scary for people to have to move out last minute, but as long as you have a roof over your head, and that's all you can do.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's been a lot, but a lot of good things come of it, and it's just been a big growth week for me personally. But I forgot when I first hit the button to come up here, you were talking about something that I was going to ask you about, but now it's been a long time. Well, it's my memory is like out the door. I'm the kind of person who sees a squirrel and forgets what they were talking about. So,
yeah. I forget what I'm doing.
You?
Yeah, good. I've been good. I'm going hiking tomorrow as well, so I've done that. I purchased a green screen, actually, so I can set up a background on Zoom for doing the podcast. So I've got to deal with that. I've been going good. Been doing my yoga practice as well. I'll be taking 3 weeks off over Christmas to take some time off for myself. Been working hard for 1 year, and did a couple of podcast interviews this week. Been on Wisdom. I did a podcast with the founder of Wisdom as well. That was amazing.
Yeah, did it go well? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Huh? Yeah.
I love Wisdom.
I'm glad. I'm so glad. Like that's the cool things about life, right? Even because I popped into Green Room and saw you, and it's like, hey, check this out, and who knew, right? We've hardly ever talked, but it's those little things. It's those little things, like taking that little step when you just feel inclined to follow a hunch or something. Yeah.
And what about you? How's are you still doing Pilates?
I haven't lately, but I mean, I could teach it. I do love staying active and connected to my body, and I think that's super important. So, yeah, anything physical is a way to stay connected to who you are, your purpose, what you're meant to be doing, or to remind yourself of why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah, and that's good that you are doing that, Kelly, and staying healthy as well. And good on you for that too, because you got to keep active.
Have you been on here every day, Stephen?
Yeah, pretty much. I've been on here every day. I've been on a couple of other shows too. I've been podcasting here, I think, the last 2-3 days in a row. So I've been, definitely doing quite a lot of shows on Wisdom.
Oh, I hear birds in the background.
Yeah.
How's the horses and stuff? Huh?
Yeah, the horses are going good. Horses are great animals.
Yeah. Nice.
You know that. And what about you? You getting out in nature as often as you can?
I do as often as I can, which is not as much as I'd like to. I was just telling somebody last night on here, actually, but it's any time you're outside, I think. You can always find a moment that you can appreciate, even if it's like a puddle on the alley. There's always ways to find opportunities to connect with yourself and nature and being outside. Presently, I'm walking my dog, and he's taking a really long time to go to the bathroom, so...
Oh.
He must have eaten something he wasn't supposed to.
No, it's good to walk the dog as much as you can. Dogs need to be active as well.
Yes, for sure.
So how's
things in Australia? actually?
Things are a little odd at the moment. We just had a council election, so I had to vote last weekend. That's just a local little government. We got a new premier of New South Wales. Hopefully things improve, and we got an election next year. I think it's a state and federal election. So I've been talking a lot of politics lately, and
What's the premier? Is that like our president?
Nah, like a local state. I don't know how you'd call it there, like mayor or something.
Like what's a dog? That's so gross. He's gonna need a bath. Puppy, stop. This is distracting. I should probably get off here soon. But yeah, for us it's like our like our city, and then our county, and then our state, and then our country. So
yeah, so that's what's been happening. There's a lot of things going on in Australia at the same time as well.
Is it getting better?
It seems to be getting better.
Oh.
It's very slow. You know.
There's still a lot of like craziness around all this stuff.
Oh, a little bit. You know, I'm listening to Fox News over the weekend about what's going on with Joe Biden putting a vaccine mandate, and healthcare workers are getting sacked. As I listen to Fox News and Sky News as well.
I do not. I listen to any of it.
And I listen to the audio because I like to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy what you guys have.
We had a huge tornado last night, and here's the weird thing. This morning I had a dream about a huge tornado, and I was I woke up from a really heavy sleep with like dreaming about a tornado, and then I read the news, and there was a huge tornado in the Midwest. I was like,
yeah.
That's pretty weird.
What state was the tornado in?
All towards it's like the middle. Like Kentucky was hard hit, and Illinois. So like our Midwest range. Mm-hmm. The middle. The middle of the country.
It's always been like that. Like I know in New Orleans they've always got hurricanes. In Australia, you go to North Queensland, there's always a cyclone up there. I don't know if it's to do with the equator.
Is that a tornado? Or is that a hurricane? That's a hurricane, right?
Yeah, like a cyclone would be like a mini hurricane by the sounds of it. Still bad, But we've had a lot of floods too because it's been a wet summer here. So everything's just been raining all the time.
You guys have earthquakes?
No, New Zealand gets earthquakes.
Do you get tornadoes too, like how we get them here in the middle of our country?
No. We mostly just get floods, bushfires, as you've heard.
Fires, yeah.
What else? What else do we get here that I can recall? Storm damage.
What about tidal waves? Do tidal waves ever happen there?
No, not that I can recall. What about in the US?
I don't think so. Not since probably like hundreds of years ago or thousands of years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if there was going to be a tidal wave, it would hit San Francisco.
You think? I think the last one that I saw, like on some research thing, it was like up in Oregon. There was like evidence of a tidal wave like thousands of years ago. But.
And then you guys had the Chicago fire as well. That was quite bad. The Chicago fire.
Was that like 100 years ago?
Something like that.
We've had a lot of fires, yeah. A lot of fires, yeah.
Yeah, look, I try to keep up to date on history as much as I can.
That's a funny thing to say, up to date on history.
Yeah, it is. It is hard. But I will try to listen to a historian as much as I can who's an academic.
Well, how do you know it's the truth?
If they've gone to university and, they've studied the PhD,
But does that make it true though?
In my opinion, yes. I mean, it's always been the winners write the history books, by the way. So yes, there is two sides to the story too. But I do feel that the academia is only one-sided.
What do you mean?
They always support the winners and not the losers.
Mm.
I mean, if you listen to the Dan Carlin podcast, I think he talks, like, he goes really in-depth in history. Really in-depth about... Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what... if you go hundreds of years back, then it's not going to be easy to know, right? It's all just guesswork. But the last few hundred years, like, definitely it's clear that it's biased or one-sided or whatever. There's this guy on Instagram. He's like one of my favorite Instagram profiles called the Humanity Archives. And he just tells you like all the little things that were left out in like American history and some world history. All the like the just including other races and including the full story where we exclude it so much. So yeah. For me, history is about looking for what isn't easy to find.
Yeah, well, that is history. How do you prove it too? I mean, this is like the Great Fire of the Great Fire of 1666.
I don't even know.
Around before me and you were born, and then the what was this? The what do they call the Civil War or something? The North and the South.
That's the Civil War, yeah.
And the signing of the First Amendment with Benjamin Franklin.
Those things are all trivial to me. Yeah, they happened, but the real stuff that matters, it feels like is the stuff we don't hear about.
And George Washington.
Yeah, those people, they're just people. I don't care about them all that much, to be honest. But like, you said, how do you prove it? Well, maybe we don't have to prove. Like, I don't know. I think trusting, not making everything be like pure fact for you. Like allowing there always to be room for growth in what you believe.
And then for a while, there was the flat Earth theory. People thought the Earth was flat.
Was that a thing? Yeah.
Yeah, people literally believe that if they sailed so far out the ocean, they were going to fall off the Earth. Serious.
Some people still believe that.
That's weird, because if you go to outer space, clearly the Earth is round. It's like a sphere or a ball.
Yeah, there's still people who like to claim that that's true. I think they're called the flat earthers or something.
Oh, they drive me crazy. And like I've been watching on Disney Plus a show called Mars, and it's talking about they're trying to, what would happen if they landed astronauts on Mars. I mean, getting to Mars is the easy, but getting back home is the hardest.
You know what I think? I think that if we land on Mars, then that's literally the reason for the decline of the human nature, human condition, whatever humanity. Like, I think that if we try to leave this planet, we're going to doom ourselves. So we need to stop doing that. That's what I think.
Well, how do you feel about outer space, Kelly? Is there a need to go to space?
No, not at all. Not in the way that we're trying to. Not in a tin can. I think that's silly.
How do you feel about these millionaires funding space travel, and they're going to make profit out of it because it's become business now?
I think that if you spend money if you want to give them your money, then so be it. Like, that's your choice to make, and it's their choice to do that. And if they say that they're doing it in the name of humanity or for the good of all or something, then if you want to believe them, that's also your prerogative. But it's not true. So, it's like, it's just like, okay, well, I don't know. They have a right to do that, I guess. Like, in the way that we live our lives here. But I don't at all think that it's for the betterment of humanity by any means.
Interesting.
And I don't even think it's necessary at all. It's absolutely, totally silly. Like, to me, it's just silly. So.
Yeah, I mean, space does cost a lot of money to go. I mean, it was at one stage it was funded by the taxpayers' money, NASA as well, and now it's become funded by the billionaires like Elon Musk, Richard Branson.
It's more of an ego trip than it is a trip to Mars, Stephen. That's what it is.
Why would it be an ego trip? Because space is so dangerous to go. I mean, there was an astronaut, I think it was Scott Kelly, spent 6 months in space, and they were experimenting, if they're going to go to Mars, it's going to probably take a year to go there, and then coming back home is going to take another year to come back home. Now, Barack Obama was supporting this at the time as well. And you got to go to think, well, it's definitely not going to be healthy for you in the long run with your body, because there's no gravity in space. What's going to happen? Long-term health effects?
I don't know, but I mean, I agree with you. Something for sure. It's not going to be necessarily healthy because you're a human being. You were born on this planet in certain conditions, but it's an ego trip because they're not doing it for any other reason than to feel the most famous, to be the most well-known, to be the first, to be heroes or founders or whatever. It's all about themselves.
Yeah, and you got to think of Mars. There is some form of gravity on Mars, Kelly, but it's not like what we have on Earth. And the issue is, if you're going to send astronauts to Mars, you got to think, okay, how are you going to live, eat, look after yourself too, because you got to eat. You can't starve yourself. Who's going to bring a supply rocket? So obviously there's going to be astronauts bringing supply ships all the time, and then I think landing on Mars is the easiest, but then leaving Mars to go back home is going to be the hardest.
I don't know, but I think that if you decide to get on a ship and go do those things, and you survive the trip and you get there, still, the moment you decide to do that and the moment you leave the Earth is really the moment that you chose to die. So if you survive, then great.
Yeah, and it's not just that. Astronauts are going to die going to Mars. It's a fact.
Well, they're choosing to do it. But what's the point? What are we gaining? Honestly, nothing.
Well, the scientists are saying we need to go to Mars because Earth is getting overpopulated. I understand that. Werner von Braun was saying we wanted to go to Mars, and Werner von Braun.
The Earth is not getting overpopulated, Stephen. We're behaving in a way that we are tapping out resources to the point that we don't have enough for people to continue to capitalize off the backs of others. Maybe they want to get richer, but there's enough here. Everything we need is here. This is a perfect ecosystem if we stop effing it up.
Well, try and tell Elon Musk that. See what he would say. He'd think you're crazy because he wants to go to Mars with SpaceX, and he's getting investors' money.
The thing is, I think he's crazy. So I don't care if he thinks I'm crazy. I think he's completely ridiculous.
Well, same as Richard Branson. Look, a lot of these millionaires, I'm going to be honest with you, Kelly, a lot of them have done a lot of dodgy things. Ripped people off, cheated people money.
For sure.
I brought this up because you think, okay, sure, they might have a good work ethic, they might work hard, but there's something just not right. I don't look up to them at all.
That's good. You should be able to say that. I think that's really, like, that's good, even, to, like, not follow the herd.
And look, with Tesla, okay, I understand with self-driving cars, right? But there's a lot of problems you're going to have with a self-driving car, Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not what you make it out to be. I mean, everything now, like, has, what is it? They want to do everything by the environment with hybrid cars and all that. I don't know.
So, I saw an article, and I didn't read the whole thing, so don't quote me as saying, like, all truth here. But, that I think it's Peru, maybe, is being completely, like, wiped out in the forest there or something for nickel, for the batteries, for the Tesla cars, for the Tesla battery or something. Like, what we're doing is we're saying, in the name of progress, we're going to continue to kill environments, entire ecosystems, beautiful, amazing, abundant areas. Like, and this is more environmentally sound. It's still mining. It's still mining. We're still polluting exponentially anytime we behave this way. And there's always a cost for our iPhones, for all the stuff we're using right now. There's still an environmental cost because we don't appreciate it. We're always willing to upgrade, and we're always willing to just toss it away, and we don't value what we have at all. We don't slow down and use it the right way either. We consume, like, negative things instead of making positive from it.
Well, let's talk about the whole climate change, Kelly, right? Now, unfortunately, mining is business. Like, there was some protest. This is on the show Mars, by the way. It's on Disney+. They ended up trying to jump on top of this huge oil rig in the middle of the ocean, which I thought was quite stupid because, you're going to get in a lot of trouble. And they could have faced jail time for 10 years for that. And literally, like, special forces had to stop it. Now, that's crazy to do that.
Why were they doing it?
Well, because they wanted to protest an oil rig, but that is breaking the law. You are trespassing. Like,
but who gives them the right? Who gives these people the right to go into the ocean and do what they're doing? How is that not breaking the law?
Well, millionaires are funding it too, so they make money. Whenever money's involved with it, they want to make profit.
But who gets to go out and claim the right to the ocean floor to go out and drill and completely ruin life? Who gives them the right to?
Corporations.
They don't have. So why is it illegal for somebody to go out there onto their thing and draw attention by going on? Like, they're not blowing it up. They're just trying to get attention to say, hey, maybe you guys should stop and think. I haven't watched the show, but I'm just speculating.
No, but I think it's quite stupid because I wouldn't get on top of an oil rig. Like, they could have just protested in the ocean, not get themselves in trouble and go to jail. No, serious. Like, they could have faced 10 years jail for that. The whole Coast Guard had to get them off.
Well, they could have, but I guess that's how important it was to them then, right? Like, that's something that's that important to them, which is also something to think about. If they're willing to risk jail time for 10 years, why is it so important?
It's something I would not do, Kelly. I would just probably protest on the ocean, and that's it. Protest on Zoom.
Has it changed your opinion at all after watching these things?
Yeah, I mean, oil rigs, I do feel that there's greed involved with oil rigs, and it's just business. They don't care. They want to make money. And they are, I'd say, yes, polluting the ocean on climate change, Kelly. And,
climate change is a word, right? That the climate does change, but the real issue is, right? But it's not that. That's not the issue is is the destruction of life that we are doing right now. We are literally wiping out forests and mass amounts of, like, the ocean, animal life, oxygen, like, all the things we need are here, and we're willing to just make it go away forever in name of progress. How is that progress?
Not good.
It's not progress, and that's worse than the climate changing. The climate's just starting to, like, the climate changing is literally the protesters on the oil rig. If we would start behaving, the climate would go back to fine. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I still wouldn't get on top of an oil rig and do that. That's just, yeah. I mean, there's a way to protest, and then there's what they call looting. I mean, this was happening. I mean, protesting's been going on for years. But does it get anywhere? Do people listen?
Yes. You listened. You listened. And we're talking about it right now. I don't even know what this is that we're talking about necessarily, except for oil rigs and protesters. But somebody might be hearing us talking, and then they're listening. These are little thoughts that are getting into people's heads.
Yeah, because it costs so much. It costs so much money to have an oil rig, you know that. Where do they get the money from to put an oil rig in the middle of the ocean just to drill?
The money is way more abundant than we think. We've all been tricked into believing that it's so scarce that we live our life like that, but it's really completely there.
Who funds it? Corporation.
It's not corporation. It's just it's people with unlimited amounts of power.
Richard Branson from Virgin Airlines.
It's people whose names we don't know. Those are the people who fund it. It's not the people whose names are in the media. It's always going to be the ones who don't make it there. The ones pulling the strings of the people in the media.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to learn as much as I can and doing podcasting on wisdom lately, Kelly. And, trying to
play
fill
music
my head with
the horses.
Yeah, I've been doing that, and filming YouTube as well. So I've got my hashtag short series on YouTube, and keeping fit and healthy.
That's good, Stephen. I'm glad to hear it. My time's almost up, and my dog is going to bark.
That's all right. No, thanks for stopping by. I'm about to close the room anyway. No, this is awesome. You're the first guest for today. That's been amazing.
Oh, it's always good to say hi. I'll see you around, Stephen.
Yeah, see you around, Kelly. Look after yourself, and have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year if I don't see you. And hopefully for 2022, look forward to chatting with you more. That'll be awesome.
We'll talk again soon.
All right, bye, Kelly. All right, that was Kelly. That was awesome. Me and Kelly, we met on the Spotify Green Room as well, guys, and this was a fantastic podcast today. Yeah, right now I'm about to close the room, and I'd like to thank everyone for listening to the Stephen Shields radio show on Wisdom on this Sunday morning. It's about 10:18 p.m. Just before I close the room, if you'd like to purchase any of my music on Bandcamp, you can do that. It helps, funding for equipment, upgrading my equipment as well. If you're looking to grow on YouTube and monetize on YouTube as well, Morningfame will help you. It's very good for small YouTubers who are starting out. If you want to get your first 1,000 YouTube subscribers, Morningfame is the best. I've got a Redbubble store if you're looking for merchandise to support the Stephen Shields radio show. You can do that by going to my Redbubble store. I've got Patreon if you'd like to send your donations via Patreon as well, and you'd like to get some one-to-one time with me. If you're looking to improve as a musician, I will help you. you can do that via Patreon. Links will be in the description. Also, go to, if you're looking to monetize your social media following on Webtalk, Webtalk will help you as well, just by posting daily. And yeah, this is a great podcast today on wisdom. I'd like to thank all my listeners for tuning in as well. New podcasts are available every Friday at 6 p.m. Sydney, Australia time, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, send in a listener voice message to be featured on the Stephen Shields radio show as well. Don't forget, if you want ad-free episodes of the Stephen Shields radio show, it's just $1 a month through Anchor. This will help, me, because it does take a lot of time, effort, and energy to monetize and create content. So I'm about to close the room. I'm Stephen Shields, all the way into Sydney, Australia right now. I wish you a good afternoon or good evening to you, and bye for now.